Good evening, this is News Mongolia. I'm Solongort in the MNB World studio. For our top stories, domestic travel is booming this summer. Travelers collect litter in their cars. Family farmers are receiving state support. For other news, stay tuned. Today on Friday, 1,364 new COVID-19 cases were confirmed nationwide, and 9 more people have died. The increasing number of fatalities is a big worry these days.
As of today, 1,364 new cases were confirmed. 10,613 patients are being treated at hospitals, and 19,040 patients are being treated at home. 3,730 patients recovered within the past 24 hours. Unfortunately, 9 people between the ages of 21 to 80 died due to COVID-19 complications. All new cases are of domestic transmission, 769 out of which were confirmed in Ulaanbaatar, and the remaining 595 were confirmed in the provinces. Among the 10,613 COVID-19 patients being treated at hospitals nationwide, 6,286 are showing mild symptoms of illness, and 220 are in critical condition. As of now, 64.7% of people have received their first dose and 55.6% of people have received their second dose of COVID-19 vaccines nationwide.
This year, the National Naadam Festival was cancelled, but public holidays are continuing. Sources say rural areas are seeing a great number of domestic travelers. Statistics show that over 30,000 residents left the capital city just in 2 days. The tourist camps across the country are bustling with domestic travelers. Last year, the tourism industry shut down completely because of the pandemic. This year, business owners in the travel industry say they might recover some of their losses from the last summer season. Campsites are receiving guests based on their vaccination certificates. In-dining is not allowed.
At this time of the year, we normally make our peak profit. About this year, we started welcoming guests during the public holidays in July. The number of guests is high because they all stayed home for a long time amidst the pandemic. We are not serving in dining meals. Our lodges are located far apart from each other. Families and groups stay together separately. COVID-19 safety rules are strictly being followed.
Along the busy travel roads, camping sites and tent sites have been established. It provides travelers with rest areas, restrooms, and litter zones. Around 100 campsites are planned to be established this year across the country. Some travelers are gathering litter in their cars. They say it's disappointing to watch how people are treating the environment. They encourage others for eco-friendly travel. Bilgung is one of the travelers who are collecting garbage left in the wild. This summer, he visited the main natural attractions and realized litter was everywhere they go.
We stayed overnight in Bulgun province in uninhabited wilderness. But there was already too much litter. We also visited Hupsul Lake in Hupsul province. But the lake shore was covered in litter. In the past couple of days, we collected almost 8 sacks of litter. But it was collected within only a 30-meter radius from where we stayed.
Bilgun says a great amount of litter must be spread across thousands of kilometers. There are many other voluntary acts of cleaning up nature. Squad Commander Dawajams, who has been jogging non-stop for a month in the countryside, also encourages the public to look after the nature.
This is my 42nd day of jogging from Hope province to Dornot province. On my journey, I encounter littered areas like this every day. Because there are no parking lots and waste yards, travelers are littering through their car windows. Therefore, I encourage drivers not to litter in nature.
Among the litter, alcohol bottles are the most common. In nature, it can cause fires under direct sunlight. Travelers are reminded to leave nothing but their footprints while traveling. This year, the government has started a support program for family farmers. As a result, it's estimated that around 10 types of vegetables can be fully provided by local farmers. There are around 40,000 family farmers living in Mongolia. Until today, they haven't received any external support to run their farms. The graphic shows that vegetable imports will decline this year. The Ministry of Food, Agriculture and Light Industry has announced that the year 2021 is focusing on supporting family farmers. The seeds have been distributed to them at low prices.
For the first time in past 60 years, a high amount of 2.4 billion turuk of funding was commissioned for the agricultural sector. A total of 170 tons of seed were purchased and distributed to family farmers.
In the framework of the Family Farmer Support Program, a high demand of vegetable seeds such as garlic and onion were purchased by farmers with a discount of up to 80%. For instance, 1 ton of onion seeds cost 8 million Mongolian turuk. Under the support program, it was purchased for 1.6 million Mongolian turuk.
Here we are planting carrots used for salad. The seeds have been purchased from overseas at a high price. We received the seeds from the government for planting. In the near future, we want to plant in a winter greenhouse so that we can produce vegetables prior to its natural schedule. For instance, vegetables normally harvested on June 20 can be harvested earlier on May 20.
Farmers say crops are going well this summer because of the abundant rains in spring. If favorable conditions continue, there is likely to be a bumper harvest. Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Thank you for staying with us on MNB World. Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
Starting July 15th, the second dose of the Sputnik V vaccine will begin to be administered regardless of age. A second dose of Sputnik V is now available to people of all ages. In particular, the first 10,000 doses of the Sputnik V vaccine, previously imported from Russia through the government, were given to people over 65. 20,000 units of the second dose have arrived in our country, which makes it possible to administer the second dose of anyone regardless of age. Mongolia is immunizing its population with 4 types of coronavirus vaccines. To date, 1,802,750 people over the age of 12, or about 55.4% of the population, have received a second dose of a vaccine. Today, it's planned to immunize 3,108 people at 14 vaccination points in Ulaanbaatar. In connection with the adoption of the law on the promotion of cinematography, today's meeting of the cabinet ministers amended the procedure for issuing visas and decided to issue K4 visas to foreigners who come to Mongolia to create content. As a result, K4 visas will be issued to foreigners who come to Mongolia to participate in cultural, art and sports competitions, events, as well as to those making films and content. The simplification of the visa regime will increase the number of artists coming to Mongolia, create conditions for cooperation in the field of film production in Mongolia, increase the potential of domestic filmmakers and artists, and attract other investments. Today, more than 90 countries and 31 states of the United States have simple rules for filmmakers, such as special visa requirements, favorable conditions, and tourist visas. This has provided a big boost to filmmakers, increasing the number of jobs and tourism in the country by supporting filming, developing small and medium-sized enterprises and infrastructure, and increasing tax revenues.
Here we have a story of a man who is promoting Mongolian needlework through his craftsworks. His name is Otombat. He makes snuff bottle pouches with meticulous stitching.
За энэ бол одоо миний 100 дахь бүтээл байна.
This is my 100th craft work. Here I depicted two stallions fighting in front of the sun. My teacher is my mother.
It's rare to see needlework that is done by a man. Otombat says some people are astonished by him. The needle wrapping technique is regarded as a Mongolian intangible cultural heritage. It's been 10 years since he started practicing this technique on snuff bottle pouches. He said at first it took 1 month to complete one pouch. Now he can complete one pouch in 2 weeks.
Here is my first needlework. I repeat this stitch around 30 times until I achieve this favorable result. I thought that needlework is not for me. I can't do it. Then over time my skill improved, and I felt very much encouraged.
About the traditional technique of needle wrapping, he says it's a one-of-the-kind cultural heritage.
A snuff bottle pouch has been regarded as a top-of-the-range luxury item. It is used for one's entire lifetime. It is also passed down to next generation. There is even pouch that has been passed down for 3 generations.
Otombat also said that people are not aware that the pouch is regarded as a luxury item. He wants to promote its high value and meticulous stitching technique, which bears Mongolian cultural heritage. Otombat lost his work ability due to a car accident he was involved when he was 3 years old. Even though he is under constant medical observation, he is providing for his livelihood by selling his craft works. Needlework gave him not only a life assurance, but also hope and goals as well. Here comes the weather forecast for the world's major cities. This is it for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you next time with more news and updates. Have a nice evening. Goodbye.